Hi and welcome to Mr Musig's Musical Instrument Repair Tips. Before we begin, here's a list of a few tools and products you can use in refreshing a tired guitar. You'll need some guitar polish, some fingerboard cleaner, some lemon oil, fine grade metal polish, it's great for bringing back some worn hardware, 4-0 grade steel wool, a polish cloth, a fingerboard guard, and if you don't have a fingerboard guard, I'll show you how to use some masking tape. You'll need some string winders, side cutters, pliers, smaller side cutters, and I'll show you how to use them, and lucky last, a guitar tuner. A tip before you start, detune your guitar before cutting and removing your strings. Many people ask, why does my guitar need maintenance? From what I've seen over the years, there's many variables on the why have of guitar maintenance. This fret wear, condition of the fingerboards, some players have high sweat with their fingers, and it shows on fingerboards with a level of dirt. There's a change of seasons. Remember, a guitar's made of wood and it can change as the seasons change, and this is common when it comes to truss rod adjustments. In some cases, some players are finding tuning problems that have just started happening over a period of time. One technique of alleviating those tuning problems is by tightening the machine head nuts on your headstock. These nuts over time can work themselves loose through vibration. Now remember, don't over tighten these nuts. Next, using the fingerboard guard, place it over the fret so the fret's exposed and it's protecting the fingerboard. Then grab the 4 grade 0 steel wool and use the steel wool to rub on the fret and buff the fret. You'll see the fret come up to a nice shine. In the event that you don't have a fingerboard guard, then just grab the masking tape and place it on the sides of each fret so you're protecting the fingerboard so you don't actually scratch the fingerboard or damage the fingerboard in any way. Now, why do this? Good question. The reason? Buffed frets mean that your frets will last longer. A buffed fret basically allows the string to glide over the top of it and not grip it, especially as the strings get older and dirtier. A sign of a worn fret is when it has an indentation under a string. After buffing the frets, grab some lemon oil, dab it on a rag and rub it onto your fingerboard. This is going to both clean and condition the fingerboard. If your fingerboard's really dirty, then use the fingerboard cleaner because it's got a different compound in cleaning it up. And then finish it off with lemon oil and you'll see the timber come back to life. And you can also use the lemon oil to oil the bridge as well. Using a fine pencil, pencil in the nut slots, and the graphite acts like a string lubricant, which basically stops the strings from making that creaking noise when you're winding them up and down. Next, insert the strings on the bridge. Just a little tip, bend the string near the ball so that it curves in under the bridge so the string actually gets caught by the bridge pin. It actually helps stop the bridge pin from popping out. One technique in finding the correct length for the string wind is to actually measure a post and a half ahead of the string to where the post is, and then doing your wind from there. Now to loop it, you go from the outside over the top of the pin and then down in front and then bring it over like so. You'll find that you create what's called a luthier's lock, which also helps with tuning. It just stabilizes the string on the actual post. And when winding, just make sure that the string goes down towards the headstock. So it's got to go from the top down to the headstock. A lot of people ask about string buzz and they have problems with buzzing notes and so on their guitar. Now, there's a whole bunch of different reasons why that can happen. One is that you've got high frets. With aging guitars, fingerboards can actually dry out, and when they do, frets can pop up, so that you could have uneven frets from that. Another thing is, if you've actually changed strings and you've gone to a lighter gauge, the neck comes backwards and there's like a hump in the middle of the fingerboard, and when you do have that, you actually have a high tendency of fret buzz. So if you do have that, I recommend you take your guitar down to a guitar technician to get them to have a look at it. It's the best option for you. If you try to fix it, you can end up actually making the job a bit bigger than what it might be. With this video, I haven't gone into making a video on a setup, simply for the reason that there's so many different variations in doing a guitar setup. The last thing I wanted to do is actually put you in a position where you might do something to your guitar and then not be able to play it afterwards simply because you've over-tensioned the truss rod, or you just can't get it right. You're better off taking it to somebody who's got the experience in doing that. One thing I recommend is, after you've finished restringing the guitar, discard your strings by winding them up into circles just to remove the prick factor. You don't know if a kid's going to walk into the bin and actually prick themselves, or it might be your partner or whoever, so it's just a little courtesy. Next step, tune your guitar. 6th string E, 5th string A, 4th string D, 3rd string G, 2nd string B, and 1st string E. Now the 1st string is always the thin string, and a lot of people get confused with that. Don't forget to give your strings a little bit of a string pull just to get them stretched a little bit.